and go speak. Yeah. Oh my, wow. I mean, it is a 9 o'clock start. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just do it.
Okay, just in case.
Hi guys, sorry for a bit of delay there. Welcome to Roses Live. This is the indoor hockey. We're not.
Well, we've just been told.
They're told to test the mics, probably.
Hello, 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 hello,
Well,
hello,
we were
hello,
told
hello,
differently,
hello, hello,
like,
hello,
in
hello,
a-
hello.
in
This
a
is
set
Alex,
on the
Alex, Alex,
microphone.
Alex.
Yeah, but they
Alex,
said-
ba 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 ba. Beep it up, beep it up.
Sorry,
sorry about that. Yeah, welcome to official Roses Live. How are we all doing today? I'm Emily, and I'm joined by Darcy. So yeah, this is a fun game that we're doing. How are you feeling?
Good, yeah, no, excited to be here, excited for the first proper fixture of Roses weekend. The score is currently 0-0 in the start of the first quarter. A lot of pressure coming on from both sides, but yeah, how are you feeling about the game? What do you think of so far?
I think, for me, it's my first Roses fixture that I'm actually at. So I'm really excited to really just experience it more so, and to really just see live sport, especially between Lancaster and York. I think it's amazing, and honestly, it's been fun. It's like I'm going, have they scored? Have they not scored? Have they officially started yet? I feel like I'm feeling all the emotions right now. You know.
Yeah, so Lancaster have got the ball, free hit to them as York had deflected it outside of the court. For anyone who's not watched a lot of indoor hockey before, very similar to the outdoor game with a couple different rules. You cannot lift the ball for one, it must stay on the floor unless you're shooting on goal. You cannot drill through people's sticks, so essentially you can't try and force the ball through players. And other than that, it's very similar to the regular hockey rules, but we'll keep you going as we go along. That's number 40 there, just released a good ball from the back. That's the UYHC president, Mia Batchelor, in her final Roses before she graduates. Lancaster now back on it, playing it around the back.
Yeah, and I can see it's all happening right now. Lancaster has the ball, it's now gone to York, and you can see York is trying to get the ball away from Lancaster, and it's gone out. So, yeah, and York's got the ball. Oh, and now it's gone to Lancaster. The ball's just going everywhere right now. But yeah, it feels like all of it's going on all at once right now, which is a lot of fun. I feel like my anxiety is just going everywhere watching this. You know, I'm at the edge of my seat, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Lovely use of the walls there. So another difference between outdoor hockey is that we've got these boards that you can see on the TV alongside the court that players can use to play off. Lancaster. That is a penalty corner to Lancaster, so they can have all their players up to attack. It is the easiest way to score a goal. York will get all their players in the goal trying to defend, and yeah, this is a stressful moment for York and hopefully one of opportunity for Lancaster.
How do you think this is going to go? What do you think is going to happen?
So realistically, it's their first shot of the game. They're likely going to try with a straight strike first. They'll pull it to one of the top players and look for a straight drag flick, so the keeper will be really tested by this shot probably.
Yeah, I think let's just hope and fingers crossed that something can happen right now.
Well out by keeper, Amy Paul, and it's been saved on the goal line, and that's a penalty flick. Some really good saves in there from York, but the penalty has been given.
Yeah.
This means the ball.
I don't think York were happy with that.
No, they didn't seem to be. They really didn't seem to be.
No, I don't think they were. Let's see how this is going to happen. And you said it was a penalty, right?
Yes. So it's a penalty flick. There is a spot that it will be taken for where the umpires are currently.
They're clearly marking it. For those who are listening on radio right now, they are clearly showing that this is where the ball needs to go. And let's just hope that the goalie can stop the ball from going in. Okay, I could feel the silence right now. Come on.
Whoa! And it's no goal. The Lancaster player swung through and took a second touch, so it is not a goal, and York get to play it out from the back. York are saved there from what would have been a 1-0 start to Lancaster.
Yeah, I don't think it's just one of those where you thought it was going to go in and it didn't.
It went in. It was a foul from the player.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can only, when you're taking a penalty, you can only have one straight through with the stick, and she touched the ball twice and dragged it through, which you're not allowed to do. That's well clear from the York defence as the keepers had to come out.
Come on.
Free hit to York outside.
Yes. Right,
I don't know about you, but the intensity's getting to me.
Same as well. I can feel the silence sometimes in here. That's the thing. You can just feel it. Come on, okay.
Watched out by the York defence to Lancaster long corner.
Uh-huh.
So Lancaster remain in possession, but gives York time to set up and defend.
Yeah. Right. Okay, that's going straight back to Lancaster. I think.
No, it's gone off the back line.
No,
So
yeah.
it's gone off the back line. So that is a York. York
it,
now have their
York
own
now.
long corner.
Okay, that's gone straight to York. York still got the ball right now. Oh. What happened there?
So there was a ball passed in, but there was no touch in the D from a York player. So even though the ball has gone in the net, it is not a goal. So it's another long corner for York.
Okay, right. Oh. Right.
Umpires are just resetting the ball. It wasn't taken from the correct place, and that is the end of the first quarter. It ends
Okay.
0-0 to York, 0 to Lancaster, despite some very, very close calls.
Yeah, there were a few one there. I think everyone in this arena were feeling that then, because there were a few times that it was shooting quite well, and I thought some of them went in. Turns out they didn't, and I'm going, okay. I was ready to go, yay, go Lancaster, go York, and then I'm going, oh, I was going, wait, that didn't actually go in.
No, absolutely. That was a penalty flick. As someone who has scored some myself, they are the honestly nearly a surefire way of getting a goal. So for the Lancaster player to make that mistake is a real shame for her and the team. It would have been a very well taken goal otherwise. But yeah, York have been saved and kept level going into the second quarter. They're coming back onto the court now after a very brief chat, and we shall see how the action continues. What are you thinking about the performance so far?
I think, considering that this is the first time that Lancaster has really performed on this pitch, and I think we were saying, it's kind of opposite in terms of when it comes to Roses. You guys, York usually don't have a lot of the experience for training, and now this time it's now gone to Lancaster, and maybe that's why the first round it was 0-0 potentially. Who knows? No,
absolutely. So there's been a bit of a difference this year. York have extended their training, so usually it is a few weeks after Christmas where the men and ladies train every other week. Instead, this year from September onwards, they have all four teams have trained every single week. It's been a really intense training program for the girls. They've played friendlies throughout the year, so York have come into this really, really prepared after last year Roses drawing one of their games, losing 2 and winning 1. They are determined to turn that around, it seems.
Yeah, and I think you can clearly see that in the gameplay for sure. I feel especially for York, you can see that drive and that passion. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Lancaster win last year? Yeah.
So this Lancaster Women's 2s drew last year. But the draw was one of the best performances that we've had.
Yeah.
It's not. We usually do. York tends to fall down a bit on the indoor because they don't usually put as much focus onto it.
Yeah.
But this year they're really, really determined to change that.
Yeah. And like I said, you can see that in the gameplay, and I think as well, going back to this match, the ball has now gone to player 60 on York's side. And now it's going to Lancaster, back to York for 21.
Interception from Lancaster right outside the D, and she just misses the post.
And we have just had some interference from a York player, so I do apologise for those who are listening live. But yes, we are going back straight to the game right now, and York has the ball. It's now going back to player 56, and now it's going back to York again.
That's a great ball into the D, lifted by 21, the captain for the indoor team.
Yeah.
Well set by number 26, Charlotte Bennett, who has won a free for York right in a dangerous area. Defender Katie Patterson comes up to take it. Playing it back round the back.
Yeah. And am I right?
Big ball into the D, but there's no one there to come on the end of it, so it's Lancaster ball.
That could have been a good shot then. That's the thing. If you had a player there, it could have gone in, and that's...
Yeah, there's a lot of space in that Lancaster D that York really needs to be taking a bit more advantage of because currently they've been throwing a few chances away. So Lancaster now have it in their attacking half. Pressure being put on from York.
Yeah, okay.
York
have now intercepted it.
It's intercepted by the captain and off the back line for Lancaster 16, sorry.
Yeah, so Lancaster currently does have the ball and are about to throw it, and now they've passed it. Oh, nearly intercepted then by player 60, but now it's currently somewhere where we cannot see as your commentators, but now it's back in. So it is with York with player 60. Okay, let's see where this is going. Okay. Was there a player there? Okay, there is a player there. Okay, that's good.
And Lancaster have overturned it in the middle of the court.
Yeah.
Well in from forward, Beth Ridsdale. And Captain Izzy Rosser takes it back.
Oh.
That is a York free in the middle of the pit court. Apologies, I'm used to commentating on outdoor.
Oh, you're doing amazing. Don't you worry. You're doing amazing.
And that is a York foot, so it'll be Lancaster's ball. For anyone who doesn't usually watch or play hockey, it cannot touch your foot, whether intentionally or not. If a ball hits your foot, it's a foul and it's a free towards the other team.
Yeah.
Intercepted there by the York forwards.
That was a good one then. That was a good interception.
Really, really calm behaviour. York seem to really have control of this quarter.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. York is, I would say, dominating the play. And it's kind of like you would think maybe it'd be 50-50, but it's not.
Yeah, usually with these teams, they because obviously less of us play, we're an outdoor focus, tend to be far more inexperienced, but the York players are showing that they've trained with us, with the first team, every single week.
That's you can clearly see that right now.
They put us under a lot of pressure for team selection, I can tell you that. And they're proving it today. They're setting up their press really strongly. It's the thing that York has probably taken the most from is they are really Lancaster are really struggling to get any good attacks going because York are in front of the ball, they're in front of the players every
really
single time.
It, and that's the key because, there's been it's been 0-0.
And that is a Lancaster short corner. There's been a foul in the D, which means they have a shot on goal.
Yeah.
But for anyone who needs a bit more information, the way short corners work in indoor is you can have four. You have as many players as you want back. York have chosen to have four who are allowed to defend in the D while the corner is being taken. They have to start outside of the post, but can then run in and move into the D. Which, if you're watching on the TV, you'll see in a second, and we will try to describe to you on the radio.
Yeah.
Lancaster is set up, and they've pulled it out to the top, looking for a straight strike, and the keeper is there.
Yeah.
Great save by third year, Imi Cole, to keep York in it.
Okay.
That is a long corner as it's come off the keeper last, so it's Lancaster's ball, but that's a really good save there. The keeper has come out really, really strongly at all these corners so far. And Lancaster are not able to hold on to possession. Number 38, Hallie Diggins, one of our freshers, her first time ever playing indoor has been after Christmas this year. And so for her to come on and step onto this court is really impressive to see.
Yeah, and I think as well, the captain for York is a first year as well.
She's a second year, but it's her first year playing indoor. Last season she broke her collarbone, so she was out for Roses. She's never played a Roses. York are in the D.
Come on, York. Okay.
And the ball has been lifted, so it is a Lancaster ball. That was a really good attack from York, but they're again struggling to get anything away in the D. That is a short corner for York.
Right.
So the Lancaster player has swung through the ball. You're not allowed to do that in indoor. You cannot move your stick back. You cannot swing your stick back before you play it. So it was in the D, so a short has been given straight away, and Lancaster have thrown away possession.
Yeah, and I think, like I've been saying throughout this match, you can clearly see that York has the experience and they know how to play the game, and I just don't think Lancaster do, and that's not what you need in a game like this.
They played it to the right, and it's saved by the keeper.
Yeah, okay.
This is well back from York.
And that's a good pass. That was a good, okay. Right, that came off from Lancaster, and it's going back to York. Okay, it's gone to player 40 right now, and it's still with York right now. Oh, and
that's a great tackle from Lancaster to force the foul, and they've got possession now back on the attacking half.
Yeah. And let's see if Lancaster can keep the ball this time. Fingers crossed they can. But hopefully it's still going okay.
Been kept in play by Lancaster. Yeah. Good. Well stepped by the defender in order to keep what would have been a goal.
Yeah. It's still going up. Oh,
York have got possession back
Yeah.
in the attacking half, and they're counter-attacking really, really quickly. Unfortunately, that has gone off the back line. That was a really quick counter from York, going from what was nearly a Lancaster goal nearly to the other end of the court.
yeah. I think that's the thing. It's just like there's been so many opportunities that just haven't been executed well. And that's what I think is a reoccurring like pattern in this game right now.
Yeah.
Is that there's been so many setups, but they just haven't been executed. And I honestly do think like York are being the better defenders, like with the ball, they're keeping the ball right now. And I just think Lancaster, I love you, but you've got to step up your game, you know.
So you know it's not biased because it's the
Yeah.
Lancaster commentator
And
saying
yeah,
that.
yeah, just FYI, it is the Lancaster commentator saying this.
And Lancaster have lost it. Free
Yeah.
taken quickly from the defender.
Yeah, I'm
York
gonna-
have got it in a
Come
dangerous
on.
position.
Oh,
They've
you've got
managed
to
to
get
keep
it out
it
there.
in.
Come on.
And now
Oh.
Lancaster have passed it down to the other end of the court, but there's no one there to collect on it. So it's a York ball again.
Yeah.
Lancaster have. What I will say, not to take any credit away from them, is
Yeah,
the fact that whenever
absolutely.
they've been in the D, they have looked dangerous. When
Yeah.
they've been shooting, they've probably had chances that have been closer to goal than York have
Yeah,
done.
true.
What York are doing better is they're retaining possession a lot more. However, I still don't think that this York team can sit back, and if they can't score, I can see Lancaster sneaking one in past them.
Yeah.
And that's another one just slipped by the post by the York forwards.
Yeah, and I think as well, like just to comment on what you said, both teams have been absolutely well. They've been performing very well. There's just been 0-0 so far, and I just think both of the teams are just they're getting to that point. They, like I said, they're just not executing it, and I think both teams are playing well indoor hockey quite well, and that's the thing. When you're at that level, that's good.
And
I
that
think-
is the end of the second quarter, so the first half is complete. It is,
Yeah.
if anyone's just tuning in, that is 0 to York, 0 to Lancaster.
Yeah, and just to let you know, if you have tuned in, I'm Emily, and I am joined by Darcy.
Yeah, thoughts on the first half then?
I think, like I said, my anxiety is like over like everywhere right now. Don't know about you.
Yeah,
watching
I mean,
this.
you can't see us, but we've both stood up out of our chairs.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are
yeah,
absolutely
we are.
hooked on this game.
I know we're both like absolutely like being like, oh my gosh, like what's happening right now, and like it's still 0-0. There's like I've been saying, you probably have been like getting annoyed from me saying it so many times. Like there's been so many opportunities, and that's why like both of us just like come up like out of our chairs and like seeing the action because we're getting ready to celebrate, and then it goes, oh, that wasn't a goal, and we're going, oh, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. There's been multiple penalty corners for both teams.
Yeah.
There's also been in the first quarter, there was a missed penalty stroke from the Lancaster team where she fouled the ball as she was playing it, which otherwise would have gone in.
Yeah.
Which has been that was a really close call for York. The keepers on both teams have saved a lot of penalties, corners so far, which is different to a penalty stroke. But yeah, I think both of them have put in some really good shifts. I also think we need to watch both the right backs on each team, which is the Lancaster captain on one side and the York number 40 on the other. I think have both put in some really good shifts. They're playing a lot of, they're controlling the speed and tempo from the back really, really well and playing those balls forward. We now need to see a bit more from the forwards on both teams to see if they can convert any of those chances.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. I think both of them have been performing quite well. I just think it has to be a team effort.
Agreed.
And we all have to try and get a point in. And I think it's clear that I think both teams are quite performing really well at the moment. And I think that's all that's happening right now. It is a little break that we are having before we go into another game. And just let those know who are listening, I will be departing quite soon to go and join football, which is fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be with you until the end. I'll be keeping you up to date on all the action, as well as stick around afterwards to see a couple of interviews after. So both teams are just in for a team talk right now. I don't know about them, but I'm hot enough. So playing on that indoor court is definitely sweltering.
Especially in this weather.
Yeah, it's hot enough, man.
Yeah. It's like, I think it's supposed to be like a heat wave right now. which is weird for like British weather. So I think in that instance, let's be grateful it's indoor hockey and not outdoor. Because if it was outdoor, potentially we would have all been very sweaty. Well, more sweaty, if that makes sense.
Oh, we definitely would have been more sunburnt. So.
Oh gosh, yeah. Didn't pack any sun cream with me, so that's one for sure.
If you can't get enough of the hockey, this is just the first of 4 indoor games today.
Absolutely.
They will all be continuing between 9 and 12 p.m. And if that's still not enough for you, hockey will also be playing all day tomorrow on the JLD. For anyone in York, that is right next to the Sports Centre. Or you can tune in online, have a look at the stream, listen on the radio. There is overall. I'm trying to do the maths in my head, 11 hockey games across indoor and outdoor over the full weekend. So if you're like me and are a bit mad about hockey, it's an absolutely brilliant thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is obviously so much more going on at Roses. Have you been to York before?
This
for
is my
Roses?
first time for Roses and first time being in York.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So a lot of firsts then.
A lot of firsts today, and yeah, it's been good so far. Like, well, everyone will know Roses is a big old weekend, so I'm excited to see where it all like goes to. You know what I mean? We've still got the opening ceremony. We've got fight night as well. We've got darts, which are all the key fixtures that are happening.
Yes.
And I'm excited to really see that and be immersed in the atmosphere that we all love. Really.
Yeah, and I think that sums it up, and I think it sums up what's going on here right now. Atmosphere.
Yeah.
Roses is just like the best atmosphere that you could experience. It is
sure.
such an insane event to be put on by a load of students, genuinely, and I've never seen so much care from a student body than I do at Roses every single year.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible. It is my favourite weekend of the year.
Yeah.
So they seem to start. They all seem to be starting moving. The teams will be switching ends now, so for the second half of the game.
Which we are starting now.
Yes,
which is fun.
they are getting themselves back on the court, and for anyone who's not been here, it is at the end of the first half. It is York 0
And Lancaster 0. And hopefully
give you a second to listen to that crowd.
Yeah, I know.
The
crowd's amazing.
both the hockey clubs have shown up in massive numbers to support each other, and it's just brilliant to see. So we start off with the York ball. York are playing it round the back. Down straight into an attack for York. Lancaster have overturned it, but York has kept onto it.
Yeah, and you can see that. Okay, they're being defended at the moment. Okay, it's gone to Lancaster, so that was a good thing then. Okay,
Good touch from the.
yeah, that's a good touch on the ball.
So that was a touch from the York forward Flower Barrett, who is their player to watch. She's a third year. This is her final Roses. Sorry, she's a fourth year. And it's her final Roses. She's played every single year outdoor, and this year has had such a leap and bound in her indoor play. Watching her play all year has been absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited to see what she brings to the game today.
Same here. I think, like I said previously, you can really see the passion. And that comes from the players as well as the crowd. And like you said, the crowd's been absolutely amazing. And for those who don't know, number 10 from Lancaster currently does have the ball. And now it's gone to another Lancaster player.
Really well worked out from the back for Lancaster. Good use of the walls. But the York defender is on her, not letting her get through. And that goes out for a Lancaster long corner. Really good back play from Lancaster there. There was a real thought behind it, rather than a lot of times they seem to have played the ball straight out of play.
Yeah.
They seem to be settling into the game a bit into this half. So I think York need to be careful and not assume they're going to keep dominating like they were in the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's something that could potentially happen. You know, hopefully we may or may not get a score in this half. Who knows? But only time can tell, you know, and I think Lancaster really are getting into their stride, and like you said, York really have to be careful with it. Currently the ball has gone outside, it's now getting chucked back in.
Happens more than you think for indoor hockey. You think the boards would keep it in, but no.
You would, but like, yeah.
So Lancaster have got the ball in a dangerous position, but York's defender manages to get it off them, and York have fouled them, so Lancaster retained the ball.
Yeah.
Ball's being played into the middle. Good pressure from York, but Lancaster in the D in a really dangerous place. And unfortunately, they've not been able to keep control of that ball, and it's gone off the back line.
Yeah.
Lancaster are taking this in there are some real danger areas they're bringing the ball into, and York seem to have dropped their intensity a little bit.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, you can see the dynamic kind of switch now. And like you said, I think York's been dominating, and I think Lancaster's maybe realised that. And you can see that in the gameplay for sure. Okay. York.
Unlucky, that was a lifted ball at the top of the D, meaning that the ball is overturned. The umpires have stopped play briefly. Not entirely sure what they're talking about, but we will update you as soon as we hear.
Yeah, absolutely. It's being set up right now.
Okay, I think there must have just been some clarification about what the call has done, because it's still a Lancaster ball being played by their captain, number 10.
And it's gone straight to York right now. And it's gone out.
So yeah, it's a York ball.
Yeah.
It's been deflected outside of the court.
Yeah. And you can see
Ball in the D. The keeper's made the save. And unfortunately, York have lost possession due to a foot in the D.
Yeah. You can
Again,
see
in a really, really dangerous place there in that P spot. They really should be scoring. And York have managed to overturn it. She takes it quickly. Puts the ball across goal.
York.
And the keeper has saved it.
Yeah.
But York still have possession.
York still have got possession of the ball right now. And it's getting...
And it has just been pushed past the post by number 52 from York. Really good play from York. They're coming so close to a goal. That is another one of our freshers, number 52, Beth Ridsdale, who has just done a lot of that attacking play. She is another one who has not really played indoor before uni, and has really enjoyed stepping up onto this twos team. You'll see her tomorrow for the ladies ones for the outdoor. But Lancaster have won a free, and their defender will be taking it. Number 4 brings it across the middle.
Yeah, and I think as well you can see...
And it hits the foot of their captain, and Beth is away.
Oh, come on.
Through the keeper's legs, and York have scored. That is 1-0 to York.
1-0 to York. Come on,
Beth,
York.
listen to the cry. York are very happy to hear that. It's been coming. They've been putting a lot of pressure on to Lancaster the entire game.
Yeah.
And York have put it through the keeper's legs. That is number 52, Beth Ridsdale. Forward and fresher for UYHC.
Yeah, and I think you could hear from the crowd then how I think we've been waiting for something like that. That's the thing. We've been waiting for a goal. And we got one. And that's all you want.
Excited, but it's all right. I've got my co-commentator to balance me out.
Absolutely, that's what I'm here for. That's all that matters.
But no, I'm very happy to see that from York. They put a lot of pressure on. They had so many really close calls, and I think I have to say that goal was earned. I think that they have had so much pressure in the D. There was 30 seconds before where there was 2 more shots that really could have gone in. So yeah. I think they capitalised off of a Lancaster mistake there really well.
Yeah.
So now they just really need to keep their heads, stay in the game, because it's so quick in indoor. It's usually a very high-scoring game. So this is if it ends 1-0, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
And Lancaster have overturned it and won a short corner.
Yeah. And now with that corner, hopefully.
And we have got our first card for York. Number 60, Katie Patterson, has been sent off for a stick tackle. York will have to play the next 2 minutes down a player, so they will only have 4 outfield players.
Do you think that's going to change the game? What do you think?
It will not make an effect on the corner because it's the same amount of players in it, but as soon as it is released from this short, it will make a real big impact. The court is so small and it's such a quick game that just even having 1 less player will really make a difference. York needs to be really careful for these next 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I think they have to play it smart in a way. I don't know about you, because if you're like a 1 player down, you're 1 player down, especially with a game like this, and it's so small in the team anyway. You know.
Absolutely. So the corner has just been replayed for a mistake by Lancaster, but they don't lose the ball, they just do it again.
Yeah.
They've played it, and they've missed the outplay. The ball is gone completely out the other end. So
that was a mistake then.
That is a real mistake from Lancaster. They've thrown away a short corner.
You can't afford mistakes like that.
Especially not when York are a player down. So they are, rightfully so, they're taking their time playing this ball. They are waiting and trying to run out the card the best that they can.
Absolutely.
And I can't say that I blame them. You do not want to be playing indoor hockey with a man down. It is really taxing. It's a really difficult, intense sport already. And then when you've got 1 less player,
player, you just aren't able to defend it the same way. So York needs to be careful. They need to prioritise possession, and they've just not done that.
No.
They've just thrown it straight to Lancaster. Really good tackle from two
That
of the
was
York
good.
defenders there
Yeah.
to ensure what could have been to prevent a goal. So they've just done the opposite of what we were both saying of trying to be careful. Player down. The card has now ended, and the York defender has come on to replace the keeper's goal down, but cleared by the York defender. And a short corner has been given. So a lot went on there. In case you missed it, York are now back to 5 outfield players. The card is ended, so the new player has come on instead of the player that went off, just because they've done the substitution. Lancaster have now run one other short corner.
And you can't forget the goalie also fell down.
Yes, the goalie had to go to the floor to make that save before it was cleared by the defender. Really good defensive work there.
Yeah, and I think it's really something that you can feel as like commentators. You can feel that passion, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on right now? Because the goalie went down, and I was like, what's going on?
Another short corner for Lancaster. They've slipped it wide.
Yeah, and I think
And it's another penalty flick.
come on, okay.
There is an injury, it seems, for York. They've stopped time. Number 40 is down, as is the keeper's got her helmet off. But whatever has happened there, it has been given as a penalty flick because a foul has prevented the ball from going into the goal. We will be stopping for a moment because the player is in front of goal on the floor. Hopefully, wishing her all the best. Hopefully the injury isn't anything too bad, but yeah, we'll just keep you updated on when we get started again. We're getting her off the court, I think, but it is still a penalty flick. It's still a Lancaster ball, and they've got a really good chance to equalise. I can't see them missing 2 penalties in one game.
I know, me either. You can't really tell. It's just one of those. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave you now.
That is okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be going over to football. So now you've got Darcy for the rest of the game.
Thank you for joining me. So number 24 will be taking the penalty. This is their player to watch for Lancaster. And she's put it wide! She has put the penalty wide. That is 2 penalties in one game for Lancaster. They've both been missed. And York have got possession again. How on earth have they been saved twice? York have got it out from a 16. That is number 24 has missed a penalty for Lancaster. It is still 1-0 to York. They've intercepted in the middle of the court. However, the ball has been lifted, so it's a York ball. Wow, I don't know about anyone watching or listening, but that was not what I expected to happen. She has completely put that wide of the post. For there to be multiple penalties in one game and neither of them be scored is not something I've seen before. I can tell you that for free. So Lancaster have got a 16, they're playing it out from the back. Number 9 has got the ball, playing it across, looking for a pass down the boards, but it's been intercepted. Lancaster have lifted the ball, so it is a York ball from the back. Number 40, who did get injured previously, seems to be back on the court, so it's okay. York have got it in the D, and unfortunately have fouled and lost possession. So yeah, that player who was injured right before the flick was given has come back on the court, so all seems to be okay. Lancaster playing it around the back. They really need to find a goal before the end of this quarter if they want to put York under pressure. That is a Lancaster ball. And York has interfered with a free being taken and has been a straight green card. For anyone who doesn't know, a green card is 2 minutes off. Lancaster have played it straight off the back line, so for the second time in this quarter, York are playing with a player down. I can't help but feel that these were both mistakes that could have been avoided. That especially was it's a ridiculous one, hitting the ball away when you know your opponent's trying to take it quickly. You're just always going to get carded for that. But York have now got to play the man down for the end of this quarter. That would have been a really good ball down the middle, but it's just been missed by their forward. And York are now defending against an extra player. They put it straight down the middle to 24, selected their player to watch. We've managed to get a tackle in, but the Lancaster is still in the D. Cleared out really well by the York defender. Number 40 once again. And that is the end of the third quarter. Listen to the crowd. York are incredibly happy with to have gotten that goal there. So for anyone tuning in, that is 1 to York, 0 to Lancaster. That is a second penalty has been missed by Lancaster in this game, which is just That is blowing my mind, genuinely blowing my mind. The keeper has been put in this situation twice and not have to do anything. So they've come in. York will have to start the final quarter still a player down, as the card hasn't finished yet, but it will be very quickly. The player will be coming back on and they'll be back to 5 outfield players. Lancaster, though, you can't help but feel we're putting a lot more pressure on in that quarter. If they are winning a lot of shorts, if they're able to convert something from that, then this game isn't won by York at all. 1-0 is really not a safe score. Not at all. You can score a goal in indoor in about 30 seconds. It is a really fast-paced game. The teams are just in for a chat right now. You can see both coaches really giving it to their teams, really trying to get their heads back in the game. I don't know what Lancaster said to their team at half-time, but it really seemed to bring them up, so they could be in for another quarter of intensity from them. York are definitely in the better spot here, being a goal up. However, it's not a safe place for them to be. They really, if they want to put this game to bed, they need to score. They also need to stop getting players sent off. Lancaster are yet to have a card, so it's not the umpires just being card friendly. It is mistakes by York that are being dealt with. For a bit of explanation on cards, because they work a bit differently in hockey than they do in other sports, there are 3 kinds of cards: green, yellow and red. That green and yellow will both send a player off for a short period of time, and in indoor it is 1 minute and 2 minutes, if I am correct. In outdoor it is 2 minutes and 5 minutes for yellow, and then a red card, same as any other sport, just is a straight sending off. We are yet to see a red card versus in the last 3 years that I've been here, and hopefully we never do. But the players have come back onto the court. It is the final quarter of the game. They've got 10 minutes, Lancaster, to turn this around and try and get something from this game. The ball is played back to their captain, number 10. Lancaster play it off the boards, and they're straight into the D on the other end. The keeper has made the save, though. There is no danger there. She had that covered every day. Ford has intercepted it for York in the middle. This is the number 29 for York. Unfortunately, she has fouled and lost possession, so York still playing with 4 players. It's been intercepted by their defender and managed to be kicked up by their captain, who has kept it away from Lancaster. Played it wide, but Lancs have got it back. They're really struggling to clear this ball out. And a short corner has been given to Lancaster for a lifted ball from the York captain. So back for another short. They have had significantly more than York and have yet to capitalise on any of them. We can't obviously discredit the York keeper. Is number 1, Imi Cole. She is a final year student. This is her 3rd Roses. She has played on the first and second teams across indoor and outdoor throughout her time here at uni. A really strong keeper who has shown it in this game by running out strong at corners, making sure she's the first person that ball every time, and putting Lancaster under a lot of pressure that has mean they've missed it. We've got both their captain setting up and their vice captain around the top of the D. Captain has played it to their number 24, who flicks it and misses the goal. Unfortunately, Lancaster have not scored from that corner, and York have got possession once again. They are taking it from the back. That is York, are taking it from the back. It is a 16. Lancaster pressing well, pressing high, as you need to in indoor in order to try and overturn it in a dangerous area. It's been played off the boards, and Lancaster have managed to intercept. Some lovely self-play there. And she's squeezed it into the D, but unfortunately not managed to get anything from it. It is a York ball again from the back. This is Katie Patterson, number 60, has played it across. And York are just going to keep playing it around the back. They are not under any pressure right now. They are goal up. They are keeping control of the game. And they're just going to keep playing it around their defenders until Lancaster make the move and force them to make a decision. If they want to run the clock down, they are well within their right. However, they are only 1-0 up. This game is not done. Really good. Played into the D, and it's been brought across by number 29, Fleur Barrett. Played backwards their defender, but it has not gone to a York player, and York have thrown away a really strong attack there. It is a Lancaster long corner, so a ball taken from the halfway line. Their defenders will be coming up to do so, and Lancaster are going to try and crowd the circle in order to try and get something from this. Pressing high from York, they are determined to overturn it and get another goal. Off the ball, squeezed into a really good position, And it is a foul, and Lancaster have overturned it. York have got possession again. Another really close call to York, but there was a defender on the line anyway. I must say, as much as the keepers have been good, the defenders in this game have been phenomenal. The amount of line goal saves that we've seen, they're in the right position, they're staying really low. I personally would say that the defenders have been such a standout for the York team here. I would also really like to highlight Lancaster number 10 from the back has been really controlling the game. It's been played across and missed by York, right in front of goal. Lancaster defended well, and York have missed another golden opportunity to put this game to sleep. Number 10 has got the ball, and it is a York ball. It's been lifted by Lancaster just outside the D. York are going to be looking now to try and keep their attack. The ball is really close to the D. It must go 3 meters before it can go in. It cannot go straight into the attacking area. And the defender has it, played down the board and missed by the forward. But she's managed to get back and overturn it again. Captain Izzy Rosser has played the ball, and it is a York free because it has been lifted. Number 21, Izzy Rosser for York, is the indoor captain. This is her first Roses she's been able to play, as she was out on injury last year. She is captain this side. She has put in so much work and dedication to get to this point, and yeah, I think that she's put in a shift today, and she seems to be keeping her team in it. But Lancaster have really made a really good run. That's a terrible tackle from York, and it is a short corner. You cannot be throwing your stick in like that in indoor, and it's just really always going to be a stick tackle. That is a really good run from the Lancaster forward. I cannot quite see what number that is from here, unfortunately, but it was really well worked from one end of the court to the other, and another short corner for Lancaster. York really are testing themselves here because they put themselves under an unnecessary amount of pressure. It's number 19 who made that run and won the corner, to clarify. Number 19 from Lancaster. Really good stuff there. But York, you can't help but feel like York have put themselves under unnecessary pressure by giving away this many frees. Come to the top to their captain, and it's been deflected out by the defender. And it's a York ball. Really well defended from York. That was a tricky short corner, planning on passing it back to the injector, but York have managed to step in front of it. They read that play really easily, and they've got possession again. Lancaster pressing higher now. They know they need a goal, but the forward has given it away, has hit her foot. Lancaster have overturned it though. It's number 19 again, a really good run, and how has that not gone in? I can't even explain how that's not gone in. Saved by the inside of the keeper's pad, and it's a short corner for York. The crowd has gone insane. That has gone from what was almost nearly a Lancaster goal, has gone directly to the other end, and York have won a short corner. I cannot comprehend how that ball didn't end up in the net down there. That is a phenomenal save from York. And now they're taking it from the opposite side, so Lancaster have to switch to the other side of the net before they make their run. And York are about to play their short corner. Out to the left, straight strike, and keeper has saved it, but in for the rebound, and it's hit the inside of the post. York have still got it, it is still the D, and it's another short corner. That has hit the inside of the post from number 29, Fleur Barrett. And they take another short and they go at it again. York have almost finished that game there, and it has just been taken away from them. Another straight strike, and it's in! Straight strike from Fleur, number 29, the player to watch, and she certainly has been. She has been phenomenal in this game. She deserves that goal so much, and York have made it 2-0. Lancaster are playing it before York have made their subs, and they've taken it really quickly. Unfortunately, sliding tackle in from Lancaster, so they lose the ball. That was very clever from them to take that ball so quickly while we were still getting our substitution sorted. York nearly got a bit too caught up in the celebrations there and conceded. Lancaster have overturned. Their captain has got the ball at the back, played it off the boards. Really good stuff. Number 19 from Lancaster, I must say, has made such a difference since she's come on. Really skilled player, and that is a York ball. Lancaster see their first card. They've got one of their forwards has been carded for drilling, and apologies, it has not been a card. The player's been replaced. But my apologies, Lancaster still have got their whole team on the court. and the ball's been played off the back line, and it is a York ball. So yeah, really, really good play from York to get that goal, but they need to be careful now. There's still plenty of time left in this game. You can score a goal in about 15 seconds in indoor hockey. 2-0, 3-0, no matter wherever you get to, you are never finished until that final hooter goes. And especially not if you're giving away the ball that easily, swiping it away. When you're not being put under any pressure, you can't be making technical mistakes like that. And number 6 for Lancaster defender has come up to take the play. You can see leads being made by number 19 in the day. Again, ball straight in. It's a really lovely ball from Lancaster, but not forward there to make up for it. And yes, go back again. They have now made another substitution for Lancaster. You can't help but feel that this is probably their last 5 that will be on the court as the time ticks down. Ball being played, they are pressing incredibly high. York needs to be careful, and they've given it straight to the York, Lancaster defender. Ball in, but the keeper makes a really good save. Lancaster are putting so much pressure on now to make sure York are not getting it back in their attacking half. Lancaster have got the ball, and it is straight to a York. It's been drilled through. York have got it in their attacking half, and they will play it back because they don't need to rush this. They just need to keep possession. They need to prioritise possession and keeping this game in their hands. It's been deflected outside of the court, so it is a Lancaster ball taken quickly and one afoot, so they retain the ball. Lancaster defenders at the back there, both number 6 and number 13, have been very canny at taking their fouls quickly. They have been making sure that York don't have time to set up, and they've just won another free, whereas the ball's been deflected out by a York player. She will take it back until she's moved it, and it will legally be able to go into the D. Good touch from the York defender. And that is time! York have won! The Ladies' Twos have won their indoor game for the... I am absolutely thrilled for them. It was a brilliant performance from both teams, but York, I must say, they capitalised on their opportunities, scored 2 really, really, really good goals. I don't want to take any credit away from Lancaster. There was some really good chances, and there are a lot of short corners taken. A special highlight for me personally, their number 10, their captain, and their number 19 playing up front. Both incredibly skilled players who really made a difference to that squad. And honestly, it was a really tight, really exciting game to watch.
Fucking hats off.
And yeah, for anyone who missed it, that is the Ladies' Twos indoor hockey has ended 2-0 in favour of York. So that is a point to York for the weekend. And the smiling faces of everyone are just incredible. Everyone just looks absolutely thrilled. And we will hopefully get you over for some interviews now with some of the players once they've all had their photos taken and have gone over the excitement a little bit. But yeah, it was a really good game, a really exciting game. Lancaster managed to have 2 penalties in that game, both of which were missed, one from a foul and one from missing the goal entirely. York, on the other hand, had some really good shots on goal, but capitalised on 2 really good breakdowns in play. 1 goal from Beth Ridsdale, number 52, and 1 goal from Fleur Barrett in her final roses, a goal from the first and 1 from the final. I'm here now with... Okay. Player interviews. I'm joined with a player from Lancaster. So, what's your name there?
I'm Izzy.
And what position do you usually play?
Bit of mid, bit of defence.
And what did you think about that game?
I think it was a really good game. It's obviously disappointing, but everyone played so well, and I'm really proud of all of the girls.
Yeah, no, I think it was a really strong. And who would you say really stood out on your team for you?
I was really proud of Birdie. It was her first indoor game as defence, so I think she did really well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I am now also joined by the York Ladies' Twos indoor captain. So, hi, what's your name?
Izzy Rosser.
And what did you think of the game? What are your thoughts after your win?
It was good, it was intense. I think there was a point probably about halfway where I wasn't quite sure how we're going, but we picked up the intensity, getting behind the ball a lot more. And yeah, got some goals.
And for your first indoor game, your first roses, what are your thoughts of the weekend? Are you excited?
So excited, it was a really great start to it. I can't wait to the game tomorrow as well.
Yeah, so congratulations, really, really well done, and well done to all your goal scorers as well. Brilliant. Keep walking. Oh, in this one. Okay, so we are now